need much of a starting soon screen today. I am still pretty tired though. I don't know. How much sleep? I got decent sleep last night actually. Decent number of hours just waking up. Tasty beverage. It's liquid. Gotta hydrate. Why do I have such a lean? That is better. Don't tilt too much. That's a lot better. So I do want to share my thoughts on venting in online spaces. It's going to be a short little video. I also got a couple other videos that I want to watch. It's going to be. I got those set up right here. Talking about video games and men and Tomboys. I am curious what narrative Rev is spinning today. I wonder how broadly he's going to talk about the people pushing back against him. Who knows? Who knows? So I should probably get into the venting in online spaces, eh? Well, actually, yeah, I don't really care. We'll leave that as is. Excuse me. There's quite a few communities out there in online spaces. Most of the ones that I'm in are VTuber specific ones. Though most of them do allow a venting channel, not all of them do. There are communities that do not really want to have that in there. They want to have their, let's just have our positivity and fun and have your fun. That's quite all right. Just if you're in one of those communities where they don't really have a venting space, maybe look for one that does alongside the communities you're in. Because if you have no one to actually properly vent to in your real life, then you kind of need to unbottle sometimes. So there is a line between what is considered okay venting and what is too much or too triggering. And obviously, that's community by community. I find that if you do need to vent, go right ahead and do that. If you find that the topic you need to vent about is especially triggering, I would recommend spoilering it out and having a trigger warning. In my community, I do allow venting. If you need to vent, you need to vent. We have places to vent and seek out responses, maybe insight, consolation. And then there is a channel for ranting where you're just shouting out into the void where you don't really want responses over it. You just need to let things out. And I'm willing to bet most people in my community just have that one muted. It's not really used. Honestly, I'd say the venting channels in my community are less used than the rest of them, which is pretty nice. Because it is I do prefer to focus on the nice things rather than having to deal with constant stress and struggle. But if we never address that stress and struggle, it's never going to go away. And are you truly in a positive space if everyone in the community is carrying around baggage that they just can't unload anywhere? You got to be able to set it down to be able to deal with it. And then once you dealt with it in one way or another, you can start moving forward. And then those fun times are a lot more genuine. It really helps to bond a community doing that. Of course, you do got to worry about venting too much. But what is too much? Again, that's really dependent on the community. On a general level, I would probably say that if you do want or if you do need to engage in venting in a server, I would also definitely recommend making sure you take the time to enthuse about the things you really love in the proper channels of that server, aside from when you need to vent. Because if people only see you venting in their server, or they see servers where the venting channel is the most active, it gives a negative impression, which we don't want. We want positive, right? So, I guess to sum up, that was where I was going. There can be a problem where it's only venting, but definitely take the time to indulge in what you can enjoy when you can. That's kind of how you build the blocks of becoming happy, isn't it? Ooh, started off with something low key, something downbeat, chill. Do I want to move on to Tomboys or Vidya Games? I'm not sure. Gotham. Kitty cat needs to be out. I'll be right back. Pretty funny. Sometimes when getting up or down, my model just turns into the exorcist, turns into a contortionist. Okay, is that lean is a little weird. Honestly, I like my VTuber animation. It definitely has work that needs doing. God, a live 2D would be amazing. I'm debating. Do I want to get a live 2D, or would I rather get like a high quality VR chat model? Because I want to get this model I've got right now into VR chat. That would be so fun. But I mean, I do look a little different from my art. So it'd be nice to have an actual model that matches it closer. We need to talk about something that's not talked about enough in the online spaces. What is that? Men. We're going to be going over a video that has been requested of me. Get my thoughts on the title, Are Video Games Ruining Young Men? How long ago was this posted? 4 days ago. No, not that long. Not that long ago. I'm willing to bet there's going to be some less than preferential arguments. I saw the first minute and I was like, okay, this is definitely reactionary. This is definitely going to be stream content. Am I right? Fuck. Hey. Damn it. Yes, that's actually the channel he goes with. Or not, that's not the actual channel name, but that's literally what he calls himself. Are you? Love the scuff.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Predator Gaming here, and today I'm going to show you the best Elden Ring rune farm, guys. This will get you millions of runes in under 30 minutes, so let's get it. First thing you're going to want to do, guys, go to the Palace Approach Ledge Road bonfire. Then you're going to run down, just start attacking these guys.
This is a skip,
They're
by the way.
super quick to kill, and they drop tons of runes. As you see, I already have 40,000 runes, but I can run down here, get these guys, and I will get...
Honestly, why would he start with such a deadpan, boring skit to start with? It's not going to catch people's attention, just saying.
even more. You could level up your character super far with this method, guys. Dad?
What you doing, little boy?
Dad, I'm just trying to make a video. What are you doing in my room?
I ain't your real dad, boy.
That's a pretty racist stereotypical voice.
I'm just piping your mom.
Whatever, just get out.
Nah, you gonna listen to me. How about you get out this basement, stop playing these damn video games, go outside and meet some bitches.
Dad, I'm just trying to relax. I don't do it that often, I swear.
Oh, really? Well, I don't see you doing anything else. Give me that damn controller.
No, Dad, give it back. Boy, you better let...
I wonder how far into the abuse he's going to go. I'm going to bet there's going to be hitting. Who else bets that?
Let go. No, I just
beat your ass senseless.
No, I just want.
Oh, hey.
You're 23 years old.
You know, because hitting children is fun. Funny. How long is this going to go? 2 minutes, right?
Disappointing ass.
Holy fuck.
Gerbert.
Oh.
Wake up in the morning, I got gaming on my mind. Then I hop up on the game with the boys.
What the
There are two main things that self-improvement type people would attribute to the downfall of modern men. The first one is the hub. I've been over this before. Stop touching your worm, for the love of God. But the second is...
Wait, stop masturbating? I would say men actually should masturbate more, because if they don't, they're just going to be funneling all that anger into something more destructive.
video games. Dissimilar to the hub, though, I would have a hard time saying that video games are axiomatically a bad thing. As an art form, they're actually kind of incredible. The amount of effort, time, skill, and intelligence it takes to make a good game is pretty astounding.
Axiomatically bad thing? Who has that dumb shit take? Even the effort it takes to make a shit game, you don't just credit the good ones, you credit all of them. They all work hard on them, mostly.
But the fact still remains, it's an addiction that has undoubtedly taken a chokehold of young men today. And in some ways, it's actually worse than the hub because it's way more of a time suck. You know, under normal circumstances, a nut is only like a 10-minute endeavor. Unless you're edging, may God rest your soul. And you can only...
10 minutes. Okay.
bust so many nuts per day. But for video games, I mean, if you were to add up all the time from Steam, from Flash games growing up, Xbox, Wii, PlayStation, mobile games, Clash of Clans, and especially like people playing the games on YouTube, watching them. Because when I was a kid, I did as much of that as I did actually playing the damn games.
Okay.
If you add all that up, you're looking at a crazy amount of time.
Okay. Is there a problem with that? I have thoughts on this because I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that people spend this much time on video games and in communities that engage with those video games. Go into depth later, but I want to see what this guy's argument is.
And I'm inclined to agree that these things are kind of a big problem because at certain periods of my life where I've quit them, I've made big positive changes. But I also want to be nuanced about this because I see video games being used as kind of a boogeyman by a lot of people, especially by boomers, to say that, why are these kids just playing these video games? They just need to go outside and everything will be better. Just quit the video games, level up your real character in real life. Life is like a video game. Why are you playing video games? There's a whole great world of opportunity out there. It's like, is there though? It all
He's got a legit point here. Like, seriously, who actually wants to be underpaid for selling their labor these days? Like, seriously. I'm in construction and I'm still going check to check.
all operates under the assumption that gaming is the root of the problem rather than being the symptom. The rampant gaming addiction and the youth being generally submerged in this escapism is not the actual problem. It's just indicative of a societal rot. Guys would have no
Yeah, he's got a very valid point there, because guess what that rot is? Corporations.
problem not playing or at least moderating video games if they felt connected to a real cohesive community, if they actually had relationship prospects, if they had economic prospects and they were actually able to purchase and own property through normal means without having to yeet most of their income into crypto or individual stocks or find some weird goofy ass online side hustle navigating through a minefield of online grifters. If they grew up in a healthy family structure where they were socialized properly and weren't raised with this extremely addictive technology from a young age.
But oh, would you look at that?
I wouldn't say that video games are necessarily more addictive than like most other things. It does, well, actually, yeah, it would be a little more, but I wouldn't say it's the problem again. It is just a symptom of the problem, but like, you can get addicted to anything.
We don't have any of that shit. We either grow up with helicopter parents that shelter us, or no father figures at all. Either way, it leads to the same conclusion, with infinity at our fingertips.
Ah, so just two parents, or one or two parents, are not enough these days? I am inclined to agree. Nice nipple.
Both parents being tired from work, we usually come home not to a fun, well-connected community or energetic, attentive parents, but to an atomized neighborhood and our only real, reliable friend or guardian, the iPad. And upon growing up, we may come to a place where we have no real bros, no bread, no hose, and no hope. So we resort to escapism.
Netflix, Takis, and busty Asian woman. This is my kind of night.
So there's just a bunch of young guys walking around here. They watch anime, they beat off, whether they are trying to stop or not.
I wonder if this guy actually has a problem with masturbation. I get that vibe.
Camera roll is full of memes rather than memories of people. Maybe they go to the gym, which is all right, but it's not really like it solves all their problems.
You don't understand what memes are. Memes are a way of communicating feelings, thoughts, and emotions through pictures and jokes as a way of connecting with other people. You're you're just you're just ignoring the connection because it's online. Yes, IRL is better, but that doesn't discredit online. Nobody's got, if people have nothing else, they need an online space. If nothing else. But yes, if possible, they should find IRL groups that they like, that they have shared interests with, like finding a book group, finding a modeling group, all that good stuff. Howdy, Regen. I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
You can find them walking around, maladaptively daydreaming to the strokes, and of course, they play a lot of video games. So when you really ask why men are turning to these video games, you realize it's because men feel like they offer things that aren't accessible in the real world. And these feelings aren't completely unjustifiable. A sense of progression, competition, adventure, even community, because guys use games to socialize now. Progression is a big one.
Not, I mean, yeah, that's because we're so isolated in our lives that not only men are affected by this, but honestly, there are so many men that are just extra isolated because of the stigma from the possibility of things going very wrong between men and women in close encounters. But it's definitely possible to be friends with, like, I've got male friends, hashtag not all men.
Skill trees, ranking up, leveling up your stats, finding better equipment, crafting better equipment. At least one of these systems will be a part of any game that a person could get addicted to, because it's this feeling of getting better, of working towards something and accomplishing it and getting your reward, your upgrade.
Yeah, because a lot of the time they're forced to do they're forced to sell their labor to a job that where it's almost always never going to have any upwards momentum of finding new work, and it's most of the time a lot of employers will what's the word, disincentivize socialization between coworkers, especially if the word union pops up. So that also contributes to a lot of the isolation that men feel.
I played a lot of video games. I found games that had these things as well as a sense of exploration and adventure to be the most appealing to me. And I find it no coincidence that at these periods in my life, I felt like I was trying really hard without any results, and also just a general monotony and bland daily routine that I was getting bored of. No exploration, nothing new. So that's why I sought out these things in my escapism.
But there's no doubting that this is a cycle that reinforces itself. Even if these problems are real to begin with, continuing to play video games and submerge yourself in this escapism, it only makes it worse. Because think about all of those hours.
Well, here's the thing. If you never engage in any sort of escapism, you're stuck fixating on your troubles, right? Or you're stuck fixating on trying to improve yourself, and that's not always going to happen immediately. So, you need to take a break from that every once in a while. Yes, there are people that get into video games a little too much. There are people that fall into that addiction. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's a broad problem. The broad problem is the isolation from our societies.
That you've used and you're still using, if you could take those and put it into something productive, you can make big changes in your life. And there are so many people that aren't trying. It's hard to remember that because this self-improvement gym culture is kind of like an echo chamber on the internet. It can seem like everybody's doing this stuff, but most people aren't. So if you just try and give up these bad habits, it can go a long way.
260 solo wins.
Yeah, just try. Just try. You do got to take that first step, but you can't just brush it off as you just got to do it. You got to acknowledge that it's not an easy first step to take. I try to sympathize with people. I try to empathize with people when they're struggling with whatever issue they come to me with.
Hell yeah, let's go. Not bad considering I'm 41 years old and I don't build, so I think I've done pretty well to get to 260 considering I don't build. I'm happy with that. GG's only. Let's go.
And it really is a bummer that for most of us, this addiction starts when you're a very young kid. Because when you're that young, you don't really have the ability to think about delaying gratification or really being disciplined. Like so many kids would say their hobby is playing video games, but it's not like a natural thing that they were drawn to. It's just what offers the most stimulation. You know, the people
They weren't naturally drawn to the thing that offers the most stimulation. Okay.
who develop these games are smart to keep you playing. There are things that that give you dopamine.
And when you're a kid, you are probably drawn to some things that are like actual hobbies and skills, and not just gaming. Like I like jumping on the trampoline and doing flips and stuff, and I wanted to learn how to play the guitar.
Cool. Did you know that you can also greatly improve your hand-eye coordination and reaction time by playing a lot of video games, especially shooters?
And I actually got a guitar when I was like 10 or 11, but I barely touched it because video games offered so much more stimulation and progression. And when I would, play the guitar, it's hard. It's hard to learn. Your hands hurt from pressing on the chords and everything. It's like that with every skill. So I didn't buy.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet that you've picked up the ability to multitask a little better if you hadn't played any video games. You've been able to categorize tasks easier, I'm guessing. I have.
Bother because I got this same reward from just playing, Destiny or whatever it was at the time.
This is why the whole life is a game, level up your real character kind of thing is sort of just FUBU, because while I agree with the sentiment, there's something disingenuous about it. In a game, you're guaranteed results or rewards for your actions because that's the parameters of the programming. If you do A, you get B. Guaranteed. It's very clear cut. You also choose your difficulty, or there's a default difficulty with a set starting point.
How do you choose the difficulty? There is a default difficulty given into the circumstances of your birth. I guess there's a choice, a bit of a chosen difficulty given the direction of your life when you get towards like college age and career paths and all that fun stuff.
Or like skill-based matchmaking. And life ain't like that at all. We're all born under different circumstances with different genetics, so we're all pretty much born under different difficulties.
What did the genetics matter? Like, why would you bring it up? Like, it doesn't apply to like the majority of life these days.
You don't control your genetics, the place or culture you're born into, or your family situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've looked into it, but these are factors that are a big deal. They pretty much damn near determine your whole life. You could be born with some mental disability. You could be born without legs. You could be born French. You could be born with a micro. There are really people out here. It's rare. It's like 1 in 30,000 or something. But you could just be born with a little tiny little dick. It's one thing if you have like a 3-inch, 4-inch dick, whatever. You could probably make it work. There are dudes that are just born into this world. They didn't choose it.
Just saying, the average dick size I sleep with is like 3 to 4. Most people aren't the same size as me.
With a literal fucking bean as a penis, and they will never be able to please a woman. It's just an anatomical fact.
Oh my god, your confidence is what drives me away from that. I don't care about the size. If you fixate on it when we're trying to have fun, then I'm gonna start thinking about it. When I'm trying to have fun, I don't care about your size. I care about the fun we're having. Be in the moment. Don't fixate on that. At that point I've chosen to stay with the fun. So why should you be fixating on, oh, is she really into it? Yeah, I'm really into it. Look at how hard I am.
I don't know how these people are out here believing life is fair, life is your oyster or whatever, when you could, some people are really out here born with little baby dicks. Life is not at all fair.
No, it is definitely not.
Even games to a degree aren't fair because there's some RNG in most games, but it's all under constraint by the programming. In real life, there is no such constraint. In games, there is
the constraint is the system we live in.
Cohesive progress you can make, and in real life there's no guarantee you will make progress even if you do the right thing, because there are way too many factors not in your control. Especially today for young men, it could seem like the whole system is rigged against them. Next time you get in your car, you could just get T-boned by some random alcoholic. It's not your fault. Now you're paralyzed from the waist down. Oh, you wanted to play for the NBA? Too bad. There goes your dream.
If only there was a way that we could provide for people that fall into that instance. If only there was a large group of people that aren't properly paying their share of taxes. Maybe we'd have the money to do that. Maybe we would have the money to do a lot of things if we tax those people. I don't know.
You could play I guess you could play in the handicap league. You could be fucking Shaquille O'Neal. That's kind of an extreme example, but the point is, in life, you can try hard, you could try your hardest and still fail. That shit happens all the time.
People are over here in easy or medium difficulty, like good IQ, good genetics, middle class, like not too spoiled, like just enough hardship to where they could feel like the underdog and still develop character. These people in easy mode are preaching to those on Ultra Nightmare, the kids with Asperger's and a micro, and it's like, dude, just don't give up, just keep on trying.
I'm pretty sure the medical definition these days is autism. Just if you're interested in what every major medical organization says.
It's like you're playing two different fucking games.
But that's the thing. Life might not give you anything, even if you try. It might be getting more and more hopeless for young men, but video games will certainly give you nothing. You feel like it for a little bit, but reality will always catch up. It's not real progress, it's all an illusion.
So, what do you want to do about it?
So, that's why I'm stopping.
I'm a young guy. I would imagine I'm still speaking to mostly young guys. Even if you're like 26, you still have time. If you stop the addiction now, there are still so many hours you could use properly. And that's maybe why moderation is kind of a cope. Like,
okay, so he is talking about quitting video games altogether because indulging in them at all is addicting. Bro, why do you have a credit card? Because I'm willing to bet you have one. God, these chicken tendies are great. Literally anything that gives you dopamine can be addictive if you get too much of it and then end up relying on it. Video games just provide a lot of dopamine. If you can't take the time to stop yourself from playing video games when you have to when you have to be a goddamn responsible adult, that leads into the addiction. But if you're just playing a video game, what's the harm? If you have an hour to kill, you play a game for an hour, and then you go do your thing. What's the harm?
Maybe you should try to overcorrect a little bit from all those years growing up where you didn't have the capacity to really delay gratification. It's very easy to cope with this whole
I'm very good at delaying gratification. Trust me.
moderation, 1 hour a day thing, when in actuality you're spending more time, and it's a slippery slope to spending more and more time, because if you're not satisfied with your life, these games will just suck you in more and more.
So will anime. So will content creators, YouTube, TikTok. Bro, the argument you're making against video games can be made against all social media. What, do you just want people to read books?
Some people might think I'm reading too deep into this.
You are.
I just play video games because they're relaxing and fun. I don't think so. I think it's definitely a method of escape from
Gerbert. Quote Gerbert. Video games dumb.
your life that you're not satisfied with. But yeah, whatever, dude. Keep on coping. I believe you.
So is it easy to moderate video games? Should you moderate them? Should you completely quit them? There's been quite a bit of research done on what is called internet gaming disorder. A study on college.
Internet gaming disorder? Please tell me you're going to show the article, or at least please link it. Probably won't. At least show me the headline.
College gamers, when looking at their...
Cool. Positively correlated with withdrawal symptomology. Craving to game, impatience, increased sleeping, increased eating, lack of pleasure. What the fuck? Okay, so what I'm getting from this is basically video games give you a lot of dopamine. And then when you don't have those video games, you start feeling them withdrawal symptoms. And hey, get a credit card, spend a lot of money on that credit card, and then lose that credit card or cut it up. And then you don't have access to that thing you're used to having. It's the exact same thing.
Brains found when they completely stopped, they get withdrawal symptoms. Only like 20% of college students who game didn't feel withdrawal symptoms after completely stopping.
Gaming addiction is a real thing. Multiple studies have found that brain responses to video game cues were similar to those with substance addiction. A follow-up study on elementary school students found that having signs of depression strongly predicts having a gaming disorder in the future, and also having a gaming disorder also predicts depression. It goes both ways.
Having a gaming disorder is a direct pipeline to having a gambling addiction.
What? God, I wish I was smart enough to rip this abstract apart. What the fuck even is a longitudinal study? I shouldn't have dropped out. Hold up. Based on a Norwegian sample. Is this bitching about loot boxes? It looks like it's bitching about loot boxes. I mean, there is a lot of gambling in video games. And it's more than likely that it'd be harder for. Well, gambling itself is way broader than video games. Video games are pretty popular, but like way more people do gambling than video games.
Which makes sense with all these loot boxes and stuff.
And there's this other funny study I saw. Forced abstinence of gaming led people to the hub. So when Fortnite crashed,
That's what he means by the hub. I should have gotten it, but I was banned on there.
for 24 hours, the hub's traffic went up by 10%, and the keyword Fortnite went up by 60%.
That's
so it's
hilarious.
like there's a pipeline with all these kids from, you know, gaming straight to looking at people boning.
Kids are not allowed on Pornhub. There was a whole thing about that. Like, I'm only getting the vibe this guy hates video games and sex. Like, seriously. What's the actual harm if you're not letting it affect your life in a negative way? What's the harm? It's a pipeline to porn? What's the harm of porn? If it's not affecting your responsibilities, what's the harm? Or do you just not like it? He does.
Or God forbid, you know, animated hentai.
Fuck you too.
But there is evidence to show this is not a super hard addiction to quit, because there's a study that shows brief abstinence, people who quit playing video games for like 48 hours, after that, a lot of their symptoms pretty much went away.
So take a break when you're having a long gaming session? Big brain.
And they found it way easier to pretty much stop playing or moderate. So this whole 1 hour per day thing, I would say there should be like at least a 3-day period each week where you just don't play at all. I think getting, you know,
It would depend on the individual, how much free time they actually get per day, per week. Because not everybody has the exact same time off during the exact same days regularly. A lot of people have shifting schedules. What's the problem of them taking their 1 free hour a day to play some video games? Or to watch some VTubers? Hentai hater.
doing it every single day for a set amount of time isn't the right way to go about it. I would say completely stop playing video games if your life doesn't meet certain conditions. These are being financially independent and decently well off, having a good in real life social.
Going across. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. That makes sense. That explains a lot.
Circle, being physically fit, things like this. If your life doesn't meet these requirements, you have no business joshing around. And what this
So that's basically a Jordan Peterson argument. Clean your room before indulging in these fantasies. Which, I mean, as long as you keep your, let's use his word, as long as you keep your house in order, what's the problem engaging with the little video games in your free time?
means is that the people who are most reliant on video games to sort of regulate their mood and get them through the day,
they're the people who would benefit the most from stopping completely. And that's why
Okay, but if they did stop completely, what do you recommend they actually do? Because I would recommend, hey, why don't you set up or look for local groups of similar interests? Like maybe you like reading, maybe you can find a book club. Maybe you like modeling, like Warhammer. That's a pretty popular one. Maybe there's modeling clubs. You don't know. You look into it. And I can't give options for every single location. I'm just giving options off the top of my head. I know that I have actually made a cosplay picnic meetup, and like 50 people showed up just to hang out for a day in cosplays. That was fun as fuck. I didn't know anybody there. It was. I didn't maintain any friendships that I made there, but it was a great way to get used to socializing with people that I didn't know at all, but we had a shared interest of Naruto cosplay.
I'm gonna stop playing video games.
Okay, you do you. I'm keep playing video games and masturbating.
Because being honest with myself at this stage in my life, they're less like leisure and more like an escape. Because there are things with my life that I'm deeply unsatisfied with.
Like what?
And using these as an escape doesn't solve anything, it just makes it worse. This is what the data shows.
Okay, what problems in your life do you need to escape from that you need to address? Because I'm all about reaching that underlying problem.
If they ever become a crutch, then you should stop. If you have everything right, then you could play video games. But the funny thing is, once you're in that position, you probably won't even want to. Unless they are just like a natural interest and hobby of yours, which is cool.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Shocker! He's playing Ben Shapiro at the end.
One of the greatest and most attractive characters ever thought up.
True.
He can run at sound speed, take out enemies in a flash, and best of all, he's blue-colored and knows how to handle the females. Speaking of females, the Sonic universe might also be classified as hot chick heaven because there's such a mess of very beautiful and tough women.
Okay, we're done. We're done. I love laughing at. Damn it! Change my scene. I love laughing at Ben Shapiro. I disagree with him a lot. Oh my, that was wow. Oh wow. Okay. God. That. Is there anything else I really need to touch on? I think I covered like everything during the video. Yeah, I don't really have any wrap-up thoughts on this one. If you wanna play video games and masturbate, as long as you don't let it ruin your life, keep doing your responsibilities. You do gotta handle that, but then you can also handle yourself. There's no harm in that. Stream Deck not working. Motherfucker. Think your skull catched fire? Uh-oh. Title. Yeah. Oh no, not that button. Huh, what the fuck? No. Oh, that's being weird. My Stream Deck's not letting me stop recording. That was like 40 minutes of that video. think it was like a 20-minute video. Who is looking forward? Oh, I want to go grab some plum sauce for my attendees. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, chat. I was just tilted there for a second. Yay, the clip button still works. That's going to get me to lose subscribers when I release it as a short. It's going to be really funny to me, too. Don't like my sense of humor? What are you doing here? All right, my commentary and my titties. Okay, the record button's not working properly. Who likes tomboys? I like tomboys. That's right. Today we are talking about tomboys. Because bestest buddy doesn't know me, Reb, says Desu, has put out a video. Apparently, people are mad about tomboys. Normally, I do like to talk about femboys, but we can't ignore the tomboys either. They're valid too. And I like them. God damn it, not even that one's working. Super Scruff stream. Who's ready to get into it?
Hey, what's up guys? Rev here.
Hi.
I regret to inform you that another wave of Twitter freaks has hit Scott Falco. That's right, another viral tweet has been made using a clip of one of his videos in an attempt to cancel the artist and YouTuber Scott Falco. Now, it's nothing new. It's another round of jokes about fictional characters from an old video that people are using to brandish him a whole bunch of buzzwords. Now, you may remember this video because it is one that Scott has been canceled for before. And this is the video in particular from 5 months ago, and people are still talking about this on Twitter. And by people, I mean mostly terminally online children. And you can see the video has 1.3 million views, which apparently to Twitter is 1.3 million reasons to cancel him. And originally he was, of course, attacked for his jokes about fictional characters, including Pokemon trainers like this. And yeah, things...
That thumbnail's not even bad, by the way. At least not to me.
Things have not changed. There is another clip going around, and let's give it a quick watch because that clip has been used to call Scott a whole host of things, including a predator, a literal pedo, and even a transphobe for his comments about tomboys.
God damn it, I hate the PP.
It's weird that this model can go from like 10 years old to like 20 with a clothes swap and taking off that stupid hat. You get another friendly rival that is definitely not going to awaken something in younger players. They're just a tall, tan tomboy who is aggressive and friendly and hovers around you while essentially claiming you as a battle partner and constantly hounding you about spending time together. He even jokes about like stalking you. Yup, nothing's gonna come from that. I miss tomboys.
So yeah.
That was it? That's what he's getting canceled over? Holy shit, the peepees are mad.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the clip that is getting thousands of people to gather together to cancel Scott and call him a bunch of horrible things that we're going to look into now. So I think it comes as zero surprise. You get the typical, yeah, he's a pedophile, no questions asked. You know, you get plenty of those. There's hundreds of people calling him a literal pedo over his comments about this fictional character. Obviously nothing new. Arguing about the age of fictional characters is a sport that only Twitter freaks play. It is an absolutely ridiculous and time-wasting thing to care about.
Honestly, I agree with that. With fictional characters, it's such a fucking gray area. Like, I'd rather not see the not safe for workerization of characters that look prepubescent and younger. There are adults that exist with that body. They can post their art of their OCs that have their own body type. They need that representation too. They can post that to my server. But I don't really allow people that, if it's not their specific OC, it's somebody else's. I'm not letting them post that to my server. But yeah, these PPs are so mad over tomboys. Tomboys are just as valid as femboys. And besides, that joke was hardly a pedo joke. Like, what do you say? This is going to awaken some things in a lot of young men? No shit. Mostly kids are going to play that game. And when you start entering puberty, you do start thinking about that stuff. So, yeah. He's honestly not wrong here.
But you have memes like this. This is probably the most common response. People are like, oh, you know, Pokemon fans only have 1 or 2 routes to go. Talking about the underage characters, the trainers, or talking about animals. And they act like, you know, you're going to get canceled if you go either of these routes, correct? So Scott's getting canceled for talking about an underage 16-year-old Pokemon trainer. But you know what? It's not true. People only get mad if they want to get mad at you because they dislike you already.
That's actually really true. People are just going to get super duper pissy over what they see is, well, essentially the worst side of you. They're not actually looking at the good side of you. Like, this is kind of why I wanted to go over this video of Revs, because I have done a lot of disagreement content with him. But I do think he's quite intelligent, and I like some of his stuff. Not all of it, obviously.
So Scott's getting canceled because he already has a bunch of antis who target him any chance they get. However, think about this. The animals question. What happened when Markiplier made a smash or pass list?
He told millions of people that he would fuck an Arbok, and I respect him for it.
Containing all of the Pokemon in the index. What happened to him? He was met with universal praise and support to the point where his smash or pass formula became like a mainstream thing that other YouTubers and just regular people were using. He didn't get attacked for making a smash or pass determination on what is essentially fictional animals, but somehow Scott on the other end gets canceled for his comments about one of the Pokemon trainers. It just goes to show people will only enforce their cancellations on people that they already dislike. But
yeah, they just jump to the goddamn conclusions. It's all about fictional people. I genuinely agree with Rev here. It's so frustrating to deal with this. You know what? I might start trying to trigger the PPs. I mean, I did say animals.
But moving on from that, You know, you got the typical, the age of consent is 18, which unfortunately I don't know any fictional characters that have the capability of consent. I don't know if this user is just on a different
Yeah, this person is definitely not trying to. Definitely in good faith here.
a different plane or something that knows any fictional characters that can consent, but last time I checked, none of them can, whether it's one of the Pokemon trainers or some 40-year-old MILF anime character.
Or Gardevoir.
None of them can consent. It just goes to show you once again how stupid it is to worry about the age of fictional characters. And you have people like this saying that,
I mean, there's gray area, I'd say. I don't think it's that wrong to be attracted to like the poster pubescent and then you're like kind of aging them up. I don't care. It's when they're clearly younger and you don't know whether or not it's actual representation of somebody's body type. That is where it becomes the worst part of the gray area.
The Pokemon fandom and their weird need to sexualize every little girl ever in the franchise should be enough to...
That's not just Pokemon.
Warrant an arrest. Yes, warrant an arrest over fictional characters. I wish...
God damn, that person's hyperbolic and dumb.
I would say this is clearly just a joke, but the amount of resources that children like this have wasted by reporting people over fictional content is enough to convince me that someone like this might be a little bit serious. And it's just another reminder of the Tumblr migration and its consequences on the collective human race. Am I right? But, you know, headcanon is something that is quite strong. This user saying, as I said, another tweet, she's a minor with autism. She's not a stalker, oh my god. Which, of course, is referring to the fact that he's implying that the character's a bit of a yandere. So, apparently, she's not just a minor. She's also one with autism, apparently. I feel like there's a little bit of projection here. And
I think it's a trait among autistic people to not really understand social norms and boundaries and be a little over enthusiastic about their interests, whether it's people or Pokemon. But I'm a neurotypical. I don't actually fully know. I should learn more.
The need to feel yourself represented in a fictional character, but wouldn't be the first time. But moving on to the usual
Representation matters of all groups.
Usual comments continued, making jokes about fictional characters. Boom, instantly hit with this, claiming that you have a porn addiction.
That is a dumbass take. Wow.
Twitter users finding out the phrase porn addiction is one of the biggest mistakes that's ever happened. If you make any sort of a comment about a fictional character, if you have any sort of a liking to a fictional character, if you like anything not safe for work, or even just simply have any sort of a set of feelings for a fictional character, congratulations, Twitter is going to diagnose you with a porn addiction. And yeah, that's not exactly how any of this works, but okay. You know, it's...
I mean, yeah, Twitter is a goddamn cesspool. You and I both know that.
It's really concerning when you think about these younger generations, because that's the majority of people acting like this. Man, how did they become so prudish? It's absolutely insane that this group of Zoomers are so against anything to do with sexual themes. They sound like basically a new age version of 90s soccer moms who are trying to cancel everything that would negatively impact the minds of their children, and yet now they skipped a few decades of ages here. Now it's the Zoomers who are acting like that. Like it's worrisome. Like what's gonna happen when these people get older? Like it's only gonna get worse. But
I would disagree. I think since it is a lot of Zoomers, they are pretty overly emotional, I would say. And as they age up, they would round out as people and, kind of realize they're being dipshits. Because I wasn't the smartest at my 20, when I turned 20. Still needed time to grow. And I'm willing to give people time to grow. But, they make a dipshit take like that, I'd be pushing back too.
Nonetheless, let's move on here. So this person raises a very interesting phrase that people use. So they say, turns out this wasn't actually safe horny. So safe horny is a term that people are using a lot recently. And basically it describes a character that is okay to talk about in any sort of a sexual way. Meaning you won't get canceled. People won't call you a porn addict or a freak or a weirdo. For some reason, there's certain characters that get universally accepted as okay to lust after.
Like Raven from Teen Titans.
A great example is Lady Dimitrescu. Okay, big tittied, 7.5 foot tall vampire lady.
Vampire. How old is she? Because depending on her age, the person she's sleeping with would have a vastly inferior amount of experience and knowledge, and she could be taking advantage of them that way, and it's kind of playing into the same dynamic. But, I mean, if you really want to go down that road, you can make that argument, but fictional characters, vampires.
For some reason, the whole world just decided it's okay to be horny towards that character and you won't get judged because we all agreed she's not problematic, which is hilarious because at the end of the day, she's a literal corpse and liking her would be necrophilia according to the standards of the people canceling people like Scott for making comments about this underage character. But
yeah, that's
nonetheless,
true.
Those are the safe horny characters. You have even like gaming journalists coming out and celebrating the character and talking about her in a sexual way because it's safe to do so. And in this case, obviously these characters fell out of that safe horny, and that's kind of how Twitter works. They are very selective, and it's a very exclusive club of characters that fall under this protection. But clearly this was not one of those exceptions, and he is being attacked by thousands of people. Now, the shamelessness on Twitter and the lack of self-awareness is it hardly surprising at all? I don't.
Wow, that's such a dumb fucking take. They have issues. What do they hate about Pokemon specifically? I wonder why. I wonder what motivated that.
I don't think so. This person coming out and saying not only have Pokemon games degraded in quality, they're now played by furries and pedos. Disgusting. I'm going to make a good old Demetre rant on this 10-year-old girl lover. I may be a porn addict, but I'm not a pedophile. Well, way to self-report on your porn addiction. I'm glad this person is open and honest about their issues, but unfortunately, only one half of those final statements are true, and that's the fact you're a porn addict. And Scott Falco is not a pedo for his comments about fictional characters. Pedos are not attracted to drawings. They're attracted to real-life children. I don't know what...
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't say that enjoying that kind of content or consuming that kind of content makes you a pedo. But it trends in that direction. So people get sus, they get triggered, and they jump to conclusions. People need to, start thinking a bit more rationally rather than anger baiting over Twitter drama. Just saying.
What definition of pedophile or what any sort of a diagnosis you're looking at, but it never involves fictional characters and drawings. It involves real children, which is not something Scott is attracted to, clearly. But you hear a few jokes about pixels on a screen, and that's enough for you to label someone as the worst thing in the world, while also self-admitting in the process to somehow bump up your sincerity or believability. I have no idea. Embarrassing all around.
It gives a way of connecting with people.
So like I said in the title of this video, apparently Scott's jokes about missing tomboys is quite controversial. So we're starting off strong with this comment here saying, I hate tomboy fetishists so much, bro. I need them dead.
But I like the art I make of Hayami.
That's right. Liking tomboys in the year 2023, death sentence, according to Twitter. Yeah, like I said, we're starting off strong on this.
That's probably the same kind of person that would also, like, hoot and holler for wanting femboy hooters.
This one, but it was really this series of replies in the main body of the tweet.
Ah, that's a dumb fucking take. No, that's not a jab at the trans community. What the fuck? People talked about tomboys more because tomboys, oh, excuse me, like shorter hair and more masculine presenting women were more free to do that for a time, and people saw it more, people talked about it more, and then it became normalized, became normal. And now we're trying to do the same thing with the trans community. So like it's just I kind of miss talking about femboys. It's not I miss talking about tomboys. It's and this is frustrating. No, liking tomboys is not a jab at the trans community. Oh, but transphobes are claiming tomboys are being erased by the trans community because they think they might be trans men. That's not how it works either. But
tweet here that really took my breath away. So this user saying, in quotes, I miss tomboys. Please tell me that's not a jab at the trans community. Where this person replied, WTF, does being trans have to do with this? I swear to God, if tomboy is considered a slur now, where that person replied with, no, but transphobes are claiming tomboys are being erased by the trans community because they think they might be trans men. Which is, I guess, a reference to egg culture, but that...
It is. Transphobes are like, you're trans, why don't you just be a tomboy instead of a trans man? At least that's what I think. I've heard quite a bit.
That's a whole nother conversation, but the fact that people think missing tomboys is some sort of a jab at the trans community, like, fellas, is it transphobic to like tomboys? That seems like the most wild and unproven statement, but somehow gets 85 likes and a decent amount of support. Really makes you think of how much words like transphobia, transphobe has deteriorated to the point of absolutely nothing. They will find any sort of a reach to call you that, and it's sad. We've already seen that happen with...
God, I really agree with that. That happened with Silvervale, and I really disagree with that. I don't think Silvervale's a transphobe. Hey, Deadman. I like the word egg. It's funny. It's funny, eggy. Yeah, I kind of like it too. But egg culture is not something you push on other people. It's something you talk about to connect with other people that have shared experiences of it. If you know who Finster is, you know what egg culture is, essentially. Everybody loves calling him an egg, but he says he's cis, says his pronouns are he, him. I respect that. That's all I need. Tell me how you want to be referred to, and that's how I'm going to refer to you. But, like, I would say a liar, or I would be a liar if I said he wasn't super duper fucking cute. You follow him? Yeah, me too.
With, terms like pedo, now transphobe, it's just a buzzword at this point to label anyone over anything, and it's watering it down, making people not take those terms as seriously. But Twitter's never going to learn that lesson, and I don't expect them to anytime soon.
Yeah, and it's also not super duper influential among people outside of Twitter too. Just saying.
So another comment, this time a quote retweet saying that missing Tomboys rhetoric is the same stuff I heard from TERFs.
Farts.
Probably didn't mean it that way, but that's what it sounds like. Also, Nemina is 16 max, brother. You gotta stop this.
People really need to stop essentializing other people. Missing Tomboys rhetoric is the same shit I hear from farts. Just because you make one joke or a comment that's in line with a certain ideology doesn't mean you push that ideology. There's a lot of people jumping to conclusions. I don't call people TERFs unless I actually... Sorry. I don't call people farts unless I actually have direct evidence to do so. Seriously. Stop jumping to conclusions. In this video, Rev, you're fine.
Yeah, again, just kind of like, oh, I think that's what TERFs say, so you probably didn't mean that way, but I'm going to make it...
No, TERFs do say that. They say there are no more tomboys at all because they're all trans men. That's what farts say.
Seem like that's what you meant, you know? It's kind of like the anti-insult. Like, I'm saying it, but I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it. I'm describing it fully while saying that might not be the case. Or I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're a transphobe, but what you're saying is exactly what transphobes say. You know? Wonderful stuff as always. And then I see people, as we wrap up this video, people are replying to Scott's tweets with this quote, quoting this tweet here, the main one we've been talking about, saying, "Is this you?" Yeah, I think Scott knows this is him because it's his video. I'm pretty sure he remembers making these comments in his video that has over 1 million views, right? I think he remembers. But
yeah.
Moving on, this is the point I want to end on. So you go to Twitter, you see all these comments about Scott's video. You would think the whole world is coming after this man and they're trying to cancel him with everything they got. But in reality, it's just Twitter freaks. They have absolutely no bearing on what actual consequences the creator will face in any sort of a sense of reality. Because if you go to the YouTube video, all the comments, overwhelmingly positive, right? And that's where it matters. It's a YouTube video. He made it for YouTube. And that is the section of comments that really matter. And the reception there is much more important than Twitter.
Yeah. What happens on Twitter does not necessarily go over to YouTube or Twitch. It can, but it doesn't always. Like, my growth on YouTube is completely, essentially independent from my Twitter accounts. I don't need Twitter to keep doing the content I want, but, excuse me, it makes it a lot easier to find... Oh, so burpy today. It makes it a lot easier to find the topics I want to talk about.
Twitter is not a real place.
No,
and honestly, whatever happens there might be annoying, but at the end of the day, it's not impactful. These people are arguing for internet points.
Yeah, pretty much. Twitter is a garbage place. Nobody should go there. But I'm there anyways.
Meanwhile, Scott has this video uploaded to his channel that grows his channel, was a huge success. He obviously made a lot of ad revenue from it. It has over 1 million views on a long video like that. He clearly did very well and succeeded. And his community loves it. They're joking about the same things he was joking about. The same jokes that on Twitter are getting him canceled. It really makes you think the divide of how even there's such a huge difference between YouTube and Twitter. But nonetheless, that is another round of Scott Falco cancellation. It'll probably be like another week before someone gets bored and needs interactions. We'll post another clip of him. But nonetheless, I'll put a link to the actual video itself in the description if you want to check it out. Be free to do that. But that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know all of your thoughts about the Twitter freaks we talked about today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey, what's up, guys?
I like the video. My big disagreement is I don't like use of Twitter freaks. The problem I have with the Twitter freak sentiment is that a lot of bad people are jumping on that to, go after trans people that aren't actually engaging in that kind of aggressive cancel culture behavior. Like, I've had friends of mine that make a honestly nonchalant tweet mentioning some sort of, I think, barely mentioning Silvervale, not in a positive or negative light, just a mention, and she has a trans flag in her Twitter name. And guess what? People who claim they're fans of Silvervale, which I honestly doubt, dropped a meme of her, Silvervale, pointing at the screen. Cockroach. People are getting so upset about it with Twitter freaks and these cockroach memes. It's just, that's the same stuff that was going on in the Weimar Republic before Germany. So, like, can you not see how people are making those connections? That's really my big thing of, can we not call them Twitter freaks? Can we call them puritanical progressives? PPs? They're trying to push for progressive causes, but they demand the absolute purity of you in order to be their ally. It's ridiculous. God, I hate PPs. They do more harm to the left than good. Well, that was fun. They're bad PPs. Yeah. I don't even remember when I started streaming. I'm not sure what to get up to, chat. Might call it here and get my video for Monday ready. Why is HoloLive and VShojo trending? Been live for an hour and 25 minutes-ish. That's not too bad. VTuber Cringe put out a new video. Osho Marine gets called a child. Interesting. People mad. Is it because she has a high-pitched voice? Understand why NYANNERS and VShojo are trending? What? What's trending with NYANNERS and VShojo? What? January 10th. Oh, that's old. Wait, what? Her too? Fucking, I guess, breaking news. VShojo is trending on Twitter. Official statement from VShojo's Twitter. To our community, we'd like to inform you that NYANNERS has decided to not renew her contract with VShojo. We fully support her decision and are grateful for her contributions to the growth of VShojo. NYANNERS will retain her IP, ensuring she can carry on as beloved creator you know. We wish her all the best in her future endeavors. Sincerely, the VShojo team. Now, I don't know if NYANNERS has made a statement on this, but wow, that's 3 big talents now. You've already put out a video, Kyo? God damn. I'm checking in if... Okay, NYANNERS has made a statement. I will be reading it out for you all. After much consideration, I've decided not to renew my contract with VShojo and return to being an indie. This decision is my own and not a reflection of my relationship with any other members. And it is something I have been seriously deliberating for a while. I am deeply appreciative of all the opportunities that being a member of VShojo has presented over the past 2 years and wish everyone, staff and fellow talent alike, all the best. While this change likely comes as a surprise, it won't change who I am, any of my content, or who I choose to collaborate with moving forward. My streams will continue as usual. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future will bring in this new chapter. Thank you all for your support and understanding. Interesting. A pretty corporatized response. It makes sense. She obviously does not have to go into detail about why she's leaving. It's just, wow. That was 3.5 hours ago that it was posted. Jeez. NYANNERS, like, seriously. I honestly wish her the best. She's really funny. I love watching her TikToks and stuff. I don't get to catch streams as much as I like to, as often as I like. That's why I like TikTok and YouTube, because, well, you get to check out the content all the time, but oh my god. I wonder what it has to do. Why have 3 major talents in VShojo decided to not continue their or renew their contracts? I know Silvervale was saying something along the lines of not being supported in the way she thought. I wonder if VShojo is just not doing enough to promote their talent. I don't know. It's behind the scenes, and, well, we just don't know. It's all kept secretive. But nonetheless, all the best to NYANNERS. I look forward to all the content she's still going to be making. Wow, I did not expect this at all. I don't know if there's anything else that really can be said on this. Wait. What the fuck is that allegation? Rip Bozo? I get people find her annoying. I'm just looking through the quote retweets. And I'm trying to see if there's pushback, because somebody had called her racist. I'm like, Obama. What makes her racist? Oh, hey, Miss Misha. Thanks for the follow. Holy shit. Like, I didn't expect to see this. If anybody does know about NYANNERS and what people would be pissed about her for, Girl, I've done that so much. What? What did NYANNERS do? Oh, they're trying to cancel her for her personal life. Yeah, I'm not gonna glorify them. I don't personally care about a person's personal life unless it's completely contradictory to what they're saying. Like Steven Crowder. That guy claims to be family values, but we all know his family life, and if you don't look into it. Just avoid him. But this one's about NYANNERS. I still find her funny. Still wish her the best. That's what really matters, right? I just want more content creators. Do what they want or do what they love with their platform. Be free to do it. If going with an agency is right for you, maybe pursue it. The Ring cameras are watching Steven. Oh, yeah. For me, though, I don't think I'll be going agency. Well, I mean, if I get the startup, I don't know, pipe dream. Coolio. I wasn't actually expecting to do another segment there, but like while I'm live, I might as well check what's trending. G Witch, nice. Uba. Yeah, I think that about wraps up my stream. I should probably get booping off. I don't even know how many viewers are sitting there. Go to Twitch. Who should I raid? Who should I raid? Mute. Why would I want to hear her? She's rude. Sir's playing World of Warcraft. Oh, my friend's doing 100 and Bling special. Okay, we figured out what we're doing. Main problem with going to the agency is a lot forbid them from covering topics that are seen as controversial. Yeah. Cyrus and I definitely went into that one. I'm still so glad he agreed to talk with me on stream. I've only known him for a little bit, but like known of his stuff for a little bit. But then I find out that my girlfriend's been watching him since like longer. So that's pretty funny. Also, I'm not too fixated on like my growth on Twitch. I'm more interested on my YouTube stuff. Because that's where I'm trying to go for partner. Okay, let's get the raid ready. Howdy, everybody. Lil Nicky. Oh no, it's no underscore. There. Okay, it's all set up now. Okay, we're getting started with the raid. Hope y'all stick around for it. I believe she's doing some art. Oh, fuck, she's in the starting soon screen still? Okay. Wait. Can I cancel? Back. Okay, I used unraid. You still going? Or just starting? Anything else you guys like have on your mind before I actually boop off? Just having some chicky tendies. Okay, she's fixing up her mic. But then after that, we're going to be saying hi to an artist I like. An artist who's... Oh, hey, Angel Tail. Oh, it's already started on there. It's 7:30 or 7:40 for me, so it's not quite the day left. Or not the day of for me, but I still definitely appreciate it. Thank you. You turned yourself into a chicky tendy? You want to get bored, huh? Yeah, we do love artists. Really? I'm sorry I missed it. Happy belated birthday, Misha. And yeah, my birthday's May 1st. I'll be doing a birthday celebration stream next weekend. That'll be interesting. I don't know what tune she's playing, so. Oh, it was Miss Misha's birthday yesterday, and my birthday is on May 1st, so birthday wishes are going around. Next weekend, yeah, we're just vibing. Next weekend, I'm going to be doing a birthday celebration. I'm going to be doing a VTuber Smasher Pass. And then, I don't know what after. Oh yeah, it's May Day. All of them, Nikki. All of the boops. Come on, Alex. Fix your stream. I wonder what her problem is. I know she's having microphone trouble. But... Oh, Angel Tail. Did you catch that? The end tail of that last segment I did? Because, that's breaking news. Holy shit. Like... Ah, there she is. If you didn't catch it, NYANNERS has decided to not renew her contract with V Shoujo. She's going indie as well. That's 3 major talents from V Shoujo just saying bye. That video's coming out tomorrow. I'm making sure I'm getting on top with that one. Yes, NYANNERS didn't renew her contract, and then didn't really give a whole lot of explanation on it. She just wants to be doing her own thing, kind of. I saw that Shoujo was trending on Twitter, so I looked into it, and I saw the statement from Shoujo that NYANNERS didn't renew her contract. So I looked at NYANNERS, and I saw her statement on that one too. Okay. Now, I don't really like the phrasing of letting them keep their IPs, because like NYANNERS, Silver Veil, Ironmouse, all of them, they already own their IPs. It's theirs. Shoujo is just supposed to be promoting them and all that stuff. Goddamn hand tracking. I need better hand tracking. I need like leap motion. Okay. Okay, the raid is starting up. Thank you all for joining me. We're gonna play a little game on Alex.
What's up? What's up, sis? I know the stream went down. Don't worry.
Oops, I said loved one, not loved on.
We could do a draw. Get loved one. Get loved one? What do you mean?
Raid!
Hello, thanks for the raid, sis. I should probably move the alert box over here. Thanks for the follow.
She's celebrating 100 followers on Twitch, and well, we got her some more.
Thanks for the follow.
Oh,
I'm too slow. I'm too slow.
good times, good times.
Riley raid.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's been a wonderful